What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched. My name is Joey, joined by my brother Angel. What's up, man?
Hello, Wednesday show.
Wednesday show on Thursday.
Thursday edition.
You still get a show tomorrow. Still doing 3 shows a week, no matter what. But yesterday was Valentine's Day, and we were insanely busy.
So many women.
So, I want to clear that up. I have 2 daughters and a wife, and those are the only 3 women that I was showing affection to yesterday.
As you should. Good for you. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your beloveds. Yeah.
Episode 91, nevertheless. 91, Fletcher Cox.
Cameron Wake.
Yeah.
Yannick
Ngakwe. February 15th this morning. Hope you are having a great week. Hope that Super Bowl hangover is wearing off.
No, it's done.
And we're full into the off season now.
Yeah, people are. Yeah,
we're getting ready. We're full into free agency and the draft and all that stuff.
And let's speculate wildly about every free agent and every draft pick and every draft trade and everything related to the offseason. That's where we are.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting into today. It's a free agency preview show, if you will. We're gonna take a look at some cap space stuff and some of the bigger names as far as in the running back and quarterback, and then maybe even a couple wide receivers. The big names who are hitting free agency here in just a couple weeks, less than a month now.
Yes.
So it's gonna be it's a lot of fun. If you're listening here on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Please like the video you're watching. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications to get everything that we have going out here this summer. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining. And that really is wherever you get your podcast. I was looking the other day at all the different platforms. I don't even know some of these platforms that it gets pushed out to. It's pretty interesting how that works.
Yeah, and I'm a normal person. I don't know any other podcast medium besides like Apple Music.
I don't know if we want to call them not normal people for listening.
No, sorry. I just never
That was
heard
rude.
Them.
That was very rude.
I never heard them before.
If you're following on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, thanks so much for following along there. If you're not, go ahead and search at Benched Show on all those platforms, spelled just like that, and follow along with what's going on.
And
there.
not having that screen next to the camera is really throwing me off.
Got to explain that now. So we're using a new camera. We're using a new camera today. Just the other one's on temporary mend, and we can't see. Usually, there's a monitor that shows us that it's recording, that everything's fine. And today, the camera we're using does not have that monitor.
We're playing loose, baby.
We're looking at a camera that could honestly just be off right now.
Shooting from the hip. Yeah.
This might just be an audio podcast. But nevertheless, we forge ahead. I put a poll out on our Instagram right after the Super Bowl. And I understand at that point, everyone's kind of in their feelings. Like, a lot of people did not want the Chiefs to win. So there were some angry people.
Quite a few.
And it was just a Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift was not in the video because I knew that would just enrage.
Yeah.
But just Travis Kelce, and I just put best tight end ever ? Yes or no? That's really it.
Okay.
And what do you think the percentage was? Yes.
It's because of recency bias. It probably would be over 50% would be yes.
So 117 votes.
Okay.
15% no.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's they just saw him play. Yeah.
No.
Oh, he's not?
Yeah, 50% no.
Oh, a lot of haters out there.
Yeah, in fact, I actually put the poll Kelce or Gronk. 85% Gronk, 15% Kelce.
Wow.
I think that's a little bit people in their feelings not wanting
to do?
Not wanting to put another crown on him.
He's got more stats and less rings, right?
Well, interesting enough, a lot of these. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Some calls for Tony Gonzalez, some calls for Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates, not a first ballot Hall of Famer, by the way.
Stats-wise, would disagree with you.
Yep. Some of the comments, nope, disrespectful to his coach last night, not very ladylike of him. Ha, ha, ha. That's Green Bay, 2024.
Okay, first off, get him and his coach, get over it.
We'll talk about that. Daniel Mendoza, friend of the show, said, hell no. Give me a healthy Gronk over Kelce every time. Sure. Tredge X says, he was already considered the best tight end ever before the game. I'm actually with that comment. I think he was the best ever before the Super Bowl.
And then this just solidified it.
2 more comments here. Y'all here acting, this is Derek 2024. Y'all here acting like players and coaches never yell at each other or like that means he doesn't perform at an elite level on the field. I'm personally going with Gronk at 1, Kelsey 1A. That's a cop-out by a known Patriots fan.
Yeah.
And climbing, you can't deny this man. What the man has done, give him his flowers for real.
He's right, though. Players do yell at coaches, and coaches do yell at players all the time.
Yeah, stop.
This one just got televised.
Last one here, Nightcrawler J, Gonzalez, Gronk, Kelsey, all right there at the top. Hard to tell, actually. So that's fair, too.
Okay.
But thanks for voting, guys. Thanks for taking part. Thanks for all the comments, even the ones that were not so nice, really. We appreciate it. All the participation.
Everyone has an opinion, and some are just stupid.
Yeah. Some of your opinions just suck.
Some just suck.
No, we appreciate
Joey appreciates
football passion. We do as a show, Angel, appreciate football passion.
This side of the table does not.
Okay. Never mind. I don't care.
We reject your opinions.
Based on blood alcohol content readings. Okay, so this is basically a
blood alcohol. Okay,
this is I think it's a magazine or something. Drunkest NFL fan bases. Can you guess the top 3?
I have the list in front of me. So
okay.
I will not.
Top 3. Tennessee Titans. What are you drinking about?
Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, wow.
It's a town full of bourbon and beer, dude.
I guess that's true. That's true. Drinking's very much in the culture. Indianapolis.
Indy, just
that square on Pat McAfee.
Depressed people in Indianapolis.
Why do you say that?
Because they got living in Indianapolis. Might as well drink.
What is it? You have no idea. What? Okay. New Orleans.
Another city that embraces drinking culture.
It's true. Packers. Huh.
Another thing. It's fucking cold up here.
Not much to do.
Warm up the blood. Warm up the body.
Also, not much to do in Green Bay.
Exactly. Unless cheese or cows, there's not much to do.
Yeah, I mean, you have the football season, but Goose Goose does nothing in the offseason. So you have a full offseason.
He probably vacations in Miami, to be honest.
He's in New Orleans getting drunk.
He's in New Orleans right now.
And then the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised to see them.
Yeah. Well, Broncos probably low. We're a nice, polite fan base.
Where are the Broncos? The Broncos are. Can you believe the Eagles are way down?
No, because they're just naturally crazy without alcohol.
Yeah, I guess so.
I get it. And the Chiefs, nice, polite fan base.
Broncos are top 10. So
hey, a lot of
chill out.
I mean, in Denver, they probably drink some nice, polite wine.
Yeah, a lot of Pilsners.
A lot of wine in Denver Stadium.
Let's get into the news. Steelers releasing quarterback Mitchell Trubisky per Mike Garofalo. He's a free agent quarterback. I think he's going to get signed because, like we said, backup quarterbacks are going to be a hot commodity. But he had every opportunity to take that job from Kenny freaking you suck Pickett.
He's like the lower tier of backup quarterbacks. So he'll get signed, but probably not right away.
Yeah. He'll definitely be in the league, though, for sure.
I don't know why. He's not very good.
Did want to confirm, we didn't talk about it too much last time, but 49ers linebacker Drake Greenlaw did tear his Achilles.
God,
I don't know if you saw that or not. Just running onto the field, tore his Achilles. Sucks to see. Sucks for him. If you saw some of the mic'd up videos are coming,
they were devastated.
Yeah, Fred Warner was really devastated.
That's his boy. Yeah,
I'm not laughing at that. I was laughing at Fred Warner's falling apart, and Oren Burks, his backup, is just sitting there like, guess he doesn't really believe in me too much.
No, it's just because Greenlaw was his boy, man. Greenlaw was like that first drive, he was on one.
Yeah, he
was flying.
He's really good.
And now because of the timing of this, he probably won't be ready for the start of next season.
Yeah, Oren Burks, by the way, went in and just got roasted.
Yeah,
they were 9 of 9 when targeting Oren Burks.
Andy Reid just saw a weakness, chink in the armor, and
there's no surprise. Kelsey had a huge second half.
Yeah, it's just that's just what happens.
Cowboys expected to hire Mike Zimmer, defensive coordinator, 67 years old.
Yeah,
Mike Zimmer, third winningest coach in Vikings history. That's officially. I know it. So the reason I'm bringing it up again is because I don't know if you saw this, but not Rappaport, the other one, Schefter reported it.
Shefty.
And then it got refuted by no other than Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan said that didn't happen. It was actually interesting because Rex Ryan was also in the running for the job.
Okay.
And so he was citing texts that he was getting, basically saying like, "Hey, we're going to hire Mike Zimmer. Where are you at?" Kind of like it wasn't done yet. And actually Schefter admitted as much. He said, "Listen, it's not done yet." And they probably still are talking to Rex Ryan. It's just expected that they will hire Zimmer. A couple of days later, Mike Zimmer is in fact the coach. Ink to paper.
Sorry, Rex.
It's done. And as an Eagle fan, I'm terrified. That's a great signing in my mind.
In the vein of Spags, this old veteran coaches who aren't going to be head coaches again. Zimmer ran some freaking phenomenal defenses.
Yeah, I like him as a culture guy for them as well.
A real tough guy.
Just like a tough
old guy.
Yeah, I like it. I love it for the Cowboys, and good move for them. Chiefs and Steve Spagnuolo have reached an agreement and a contract extension.
Yeah, this is
good for you, Chiefs. Rewarding a guy who honestly had as much or maybe more to do with you winning a ring this year than Andy Reid.
Yeah. Yep. That defense won them defense wins championships, and he just proved that this year. That defense was on the whole year. The whole year. Not even just playoffs, the whole year.
It was amazing. So Super Bowl defensive coordinators, one of them gets an extension, the other one gets sent packing. Steve Wilkes fired by the 49ers.
Because he was the problem in the Super Bowl.
Because he held Patrick Mahomes to 3 points in the first half.
And then he went to overtime, and then went
to overtime and still only gave up, 26?
This is your fault, Steve.
Yeah. I hate this. I mean, if you look at what I think they have the see if I do this by memory, the highest paid running back, a top 10 paid receiver. Ayuk's going to be top 10 paid. The highest paid left tackle, several highest paid offensive linemen, I believe, and yet you scored not many points.
And it's a defense. Yeah, man.
And you fired Wilkes. It's just
this is the first cop or scapegoat for most teams. Just fire the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and I mean that position, defensive coordinator for the Niners, has been kind of a breeding ground for head coaches, good head coaches.
Yeah,
now Saleh and Ryans. One thing that we were kind of talking about is maybe they cleared the way for someone else, someone maybe better or a bigger name, a Belichick or Vrabel. That's the only way it's excusable to me.
There's no way Belichick.
You never know.
But Vrabel will be a slam dunk.
If they hire Vrabel, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, I would trade Vrabel for Wilkes.
Also, I don't expect Steve Wilkes to be a free agent very long.
No, he'll join his staff really quickly.
Someone's going to get him. People are probably kicking themselves that they didn't wait for him.
No, they'll hire him as like a assistant head coach.
Right.
In charge. Yeah, he'll get on staff somewhere. He's too good.
The Patriots quarterback room last year was apparently so toxic, this is according to Albert Breer, that Bailey Zappi would sometimes watch tape in the receiver room and not the quarterback room. What the heck was going on in New England last year?
I don't know. Bill Belichick, that's crazy. The head coach that was in charge of that whole organization doesn't have a job anymore.
Also,
interesting.
Also, Brady has some stuff to say about Belichick. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, God.
Yep.
No, I didn't see this.
You didn't see this? Brady says the reason, this is real. I checked this out. Brady says the reason he left the Patriots was because of his deteriorating relationship with head coach Bill Belichick.
Wait, who? Oh, Tom. Yeah.
Look, we've never heard him say that, actually.
No.
You know?
Tom has been so respectful and polite, but good for you, Tom. I think we're all seeing it now.
Yeah.
Tom Brady left the Patriots, was assigned immediately to a big contract. Bill Belichick gets fired.
Won a Super Bowl.
And nobody signs him.
Yeah.
Interesting. Bill Belichick.
All this kind of paints a picture, and that what's been happening in New England since Tom left has just been not great.
No bueno. Yeah. It's just a black eye on the legacy of Bill Belichick, who should be. Now it's like, are you the greatest coach? Because people seem to freaking hate you.
Yeah, it's just, Andy Reid is on a high of highs right now.
Yeah.
In the middle of a dynasty. Mm-hmm. There's no end in sight, and Belichick has just really stumbled the last couple of weeks.
On Indeed.com looking for a job. Yeah.
Might be coaching near you.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs are unable to resign L'Jarius Sneed, according to Tony Pauline, the Cowboys, Falcons, and Raiders are teams to watch. This is the stuff we love. Mm-hmm. The rumor mill. L'Jarius Sneed played his arse off this year. All pro, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Just a killer. Played really well in the Super Bowl as well, and all throughout the playoffs. He's going to get paid.
I wish he'd stay with KC because him and McDuffie are quite the duo.
Oh,
but
we saw
I understand he wants to get paid. Most players could get their championship, then they want a big contract. I wouldn't be mad if he left, get a big money deal somewhere.
Stephon Gilmore free agent? I think he is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're looking to replace maybe Stephon Gilmore. Falcons could also use help, and then the Raiders can use a lot of help on defense.
Yeah.
So something to keep an eye on. And the last thing I have here, Albert Breer reports that T. Higgins and Brian Birds could both be tagged, franchise tagged, but he says they are both candidates for tag and trade.
Yeah, Burns been trying to get out of there since like 2022.
And that's what he's talking about. Both these guys could be tagged, and it's going to piss them off if they are tagged.
Yeah.
And so he's thinking maybe they're tag and trade candidates.
Yeah, Burns has been asking for a deal for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then the trade rumors last 2 trade deadlines. Just get him out of there. If you don't like him, just get him out of there.
I mean, tag and trade is kind of win-win, right? Because you get a new contract with your new team.
Yeah. And then whoever trades you gets nice, nice picks.
Is that comp picks?
No, that's just picks because you traded them.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then Higgins, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see what the price tag would be for Higgins. Because they got a first for Devontae Adams.
I think Higgins is going to be, because if you look at the receivers available, I think there's a lot of ceilings to these guys. Pittman, I think, has a ceiling. Guys like Marquise Brown has a ceiling. You look at T. Higgins, and it's really like an A.J. Brown situation. Like, we don't know what he can be.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. Like,
I don't think he has a ceiling with A.J. Brown, but I don't know because we've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, he's been as successful as A.J. Brown was in
Tennessee.
Yeah. Is that too much?
Maybe
Maybe a little much.
a little much.
Because A.J. Brown wasn't dealing with the Jamar Chase.
He was really good over there too. No, but T. Higgins has all the potential, and if he's gets the number one, targets and number one attention, yeah, probably similar stats.
Yeah. That's the news. We did want to mention before we take a break here. Obviously, we cover the football world, and yesterday at the parade, there's a shooting. Someone's passed away. A lot of children injured.
Yeah.
We don't want to gloss over it because it's in the football world, and I don't know how to elegantly say this. It just sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
People bring families to that. They take days off work.
Yeah.
And the kids are there.
It's such a happy day.
Yeah, they're celebrating your team that you and your kids watch all year, and then your kids get off school to go watch the parade, and then stuff like this happens. It just ruins lives.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
We didn't want to not mention it. Our thoughts and prayers, obviously, with the families there and with law enforcement and doctors and all that. And we just wanted to mention it. But we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be right back. We're gonna get to some free agency stuff. Be right back. Okay, we are back with a free agency preview. We're going to talk about some cap space stuff and then some of the more notable free agency names out there, maybe some teams that they're rumored to go to, some things to keep an eye on. I did want to mention, just got a tweet that David Blau, new Commanders quarterbacks coach. He's 28.
You know what? Good for him.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, good. I mean,
I said it, and I was like, oh, wow, he just played.
I'm blanking on the name right now. The Denver Broncos quarterback coach is 32.
Is he really? Well, I guess that's a good spot for a young player. I don't know.
QB coach. You just kind of are just like the homie of the QB1. So
yeah.
Yeah,
so I get through his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into this free agency stuff. Let's start with some cap space rankings. Should probably put these on the screen, and I will. Number one, which is very exciting because they also have the number 2 overall pick, is the Washington Commanders, and that's what sticks out to me.
Yes.
We're not going to go through all these, but that jumps out to me that they're sitting there with $73 million in cap space right now before having done any moves. They could still do some moves.
And let's remember, not saying that they have this arc. This is very similar to the Texans last year. A lot of cap space, number 2 overall pick, new coach, new GM, fresh start after a couple years of just being nothing.
Right.
It's literally the same thing as Houston last year.
And they're starting with more than Houston had. Houston didn't have a Jonathan Allen
and a Darren Payne.
Yeah,
in the middle.
They didn't have those. They didn't have Terry McLaurin and John Dodson.
John Dotson. They have Brian Robinson. They have a couple pieces on that team.
Yeah, it's not a far-fetched idea to say that this team turns it around. If I'm the Commanders, the one thing you can buy on free agency that it's going to hit is offensive line help.
Yeah,
like you can miss on some other stuff, and
last year they were terrorized.
They're awful, and so if they can go maybe purchase some offensive line help, I know there's some big names out there.
Yep.
I think that'd be a fast way to turn it around, but obviously it all starts and ends with the quarterback position.
Yeah,
and what they're going to do with that number 2 overall pick.
And they have the option of moving up. They have the ammo to move up.
Yeah,
or they can just. I mean, there's so much. Would you do? I still have a trade for number 1 overall pick. Okay, so would you trade McLaurin and number 2 for number 1, and just draft
in a second?
Yeah, right.
I don't think the
and the Bears with McLaurin.
The Bears,
McLaurin and DJ Moore.
Caleb Williams is worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
They're going to get better offers than that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if I was the Bears, if I was Commanders, I'd be like, hey, you want Terry McLaurin? You can.
I think they're going to try to do it again because it worked so well for them last year with DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Like getting a player in this trade. Like DJ Moore has been. What's DJ Moore worth now?
A lot more than that. Yeah. But Commanders are an interesting team because there's so much options, so much cap space, and a fresh start. I'm looking forward to see it.
I mean, the biggest thing with them is going to be if they're going to be like you kind of are saying, if they're going to be content to take a Drake May or whoever in that number
JJ
2,
McCarthy,
JJ McCarthy, or are they going to try to go up and get Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
So we'll kind of keep an eye on them. But with that $73 million, they'll be big players in free agency. Any teams here? Let's go to this first section, 1 through 8. Anything jump out to you here?
Houston, $70 million.
Yes.
They're already good, and now they have cap space. And they have a lot of free agents, but now they can sign like legitimate long-term answers, not just one-year field gap guys.
Right.
Oh, man. Let D'Amico cook.
Not only, too, we should mention, this cap space doesn't only allow you to buy free agents. You could also absorb big contracts that maybe other teams don't want for some player. I'm thinking of an Hassan Reddick.
Brian Burns.
These other teams, a tag and trade situation.
Yeah. I'm very, very curious. Burns there would be sweet. Yeah. I know they traded their first round pick last year, but they have one this year, right? It's just, I would look, man. If you want to go for it, just go for it.
Yeah,
I would trade Burns. I would trade a first round pick for Burns for T. Higgins. A lot of these guys.
Normally, I would say no, don't do that. But I feel like with Stroud, next year you're in a championship window.
Yeah, and
the clock's ticking until you have to pay him.
Pay him, exactly. And he's already elite, so you know you can pay him. Whenever he gets paid, he's going to reset the market.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you go for it next year.
Yeah, so I'm saying first round pick for Burns, do it right now.
Yeah, so I mean, which is crazy. 2 years after having basically the number one overall pick, if they didn't mess it up for themselves, next year they're legit contender for a title.
Yeah,
which is
fun.
That's wild, man.
And that's crazy. We talked about Mahomes for 2 shows in a row. Burrow can do it. I believe Shaw can go toe to toe with freaking Mahomes.
AFC's gonna be tough next year.
It's tough. Tough.
Aaron Rodgers coming back as well. Herbert now with Harbaugh. There's a lot going on there. Another team that stands out to me here is the Bengals.
Yeah,
they're coming back with a healthy Burrow.
It's curious why they don't want to sign T. Higgins but they're saving cap room. For Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase. Jamar, I always mess that up. Jamar Chase, and they could use some help as well. I know they're getting old in the backfield with Mixon, and they're losing potentially Higgins. They're probably going to need to either draft a receiver or go get one themselves. You're probably right. They probably should sign Higgins. I just think I've heard people talk about their cap situation, and they just might not have enough. As big as that number is, 59.4, that might just all be spoken for already.
Yeah. There's guys on their team that are going to get paid.
Who's the other one? Is it Hendrickson? No.
There's
another big name that needs to get paid there. But I know the biggest one is Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and they're not going to let Chase go.
No.
You look, as for good as T. Higgins is, you rather pick Jamar Chase over T. Higgins in a second. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a kind of a fugazi number because they're saving a lot of this. They're not going to spend all of it.
What do you think? A team that not a lot of people are talking about, but also had a phenom-ish rookie quarterback last year, the Indianapolis Colts. They're right there with $62 million.
You have a couple questions though. Pittman, obviously, Pittman's the main one, obviously, and they could use a pass rusher too. They have a good D line. Another candidate for Brian Burns. There with the team that already was top, I think 6 in the league last year with sacks. Yeah, this team's good, and obviously you have Anthony Richardson coming back, so you have that in that quarterback window where you don't have to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah, and they were big time players in the trade market this year, trying to land a receiver.
Yeah,
they tried to land Judy,
and then a little rumblings about
they called about everyone.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to go hard after either, which I kind of feel like they should keep Pittman, but
Pittman's good.
Yeah, they might want to go get. I could see them going hard after Higgins or Evans or someone who they want to bring someone.
To be honest, there's not a big gap between T. Higgins and Michael Pittman in my opinion.
Agree, disagree.
I like Pittman a lot.
Yeah. Anyone else here in this top 8 that kind of stand out to you? I mean, the Lions for sure.
Yeah, Lions for sure. Tampa is not because they have a lot of free agents. So this can go out really, really quick just signing their own guys. Tampa has Devin White, Lavonte David, Baker Mayfield, and then Anton Winfield.
And that's the first big jump.
Yeah.
Like we see, like they're at 8, but they're 11 million behind.
Yeah.
The Lions. Lions, you better go sign a pass rusher, please. Go sign a pass rusher. Go sign Chris Jones. Go sign an impact guy.
Burns is still there. Burns.
Burns. I don't care who it is.
Daniel Hunter's out there. Very good last year.
And go sign a quarterback. Do not start the year next year with Cam Sutton.
God,
as your cornerback 1.
Truly ass. He is bad. I don't care what you, but he's bad. I saw a play in the biggest games. He's bad.
Rounding out the top 10 here, the Bears and the Cardinals. Bears obviously jump out because there's so many the story of the offseason, it's going to be the Bears.
Yeah.
Along with the draft capital they have, this $47 million.
Also, this is the last year of DJ Moore's deal.
DJ Moore, you have Jalen Johnson.
Yep.
Jalen Johnson? Am I saying that right?
Jalen
Johnson, who you need to resign. Don't have another Roquan situation where he's a star for some other team on some other great defense. So maybe a lot of this is spoken for as well.
Yeah.
So this is what people talk about when they say that they should trade the number 1 overall pick. It's because you don't have a ton of cap space. You have a couple guys you need to pay.
Yep.
Justin Fields would be one of them if you kept him.
Yeah.
But you can kind of you can get cheap at a lot of other positions by turning Caleb Williams into maybe 3 or 4 starters down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because then you have to account for in your cap number when you do your, pre-draft analysis, you have to put in how much would Fields cost next year. So that's minus that from next year's cap.
Yeah.
Then you start playing around with, can we sign this guy if we sign a big market quarterback? Bears, God, they're in so many variables here. It's truly fascinating to watch.
What's crazy is going to be that Ryan Poles is either going to be one of the best GMs in the league next year or fired.
Like messing up.
Because it's just he has so many big decisions. He's going to either just kill it or he's going to it's going to go one or two ways here. Yeah. Let's look at the bottom of the list real quick before we move on to some free agents. San Francisco at negative 2.9. So a lot of people are talking about a window for San Fran, and this is why. They have a lot. Go look at the free agent list for San Francisco.
Yeah.
We read it off the last show.
It's bad.
They have a lot of guys to spend money on, and they're over the cap right now, $2.9 million. And we know that the cap is somewhat fugazi, but it gives you an idea of where they are.
Yeah.
And at least here, they're going to have to let a lot of guys go, not to mention replace Drake Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think they're about to lose some pieces.
Yeah, and then the weird thing going on between them and Brandon Ayuk, who's on his last year. I think that they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. Then it's like, pay this guy.
Ayuk's probably seen this and like, negative 2.9.
And then I see up here the Texans have $70 million.
I tell you what, I would take Ayuk over T. Higgins.
Ayuk with
to me it's Ayuk and T. Higgins if Ayuk's out there. Pittman slightly below that. And then
you have the Marquise Brown.
Mike Evans deserves to be above that too.
Oh yeah.
But those 4 guys though.
Yeah, but I think Marquise Brown is the start of the tier 2.
Yeah, I think if you come out, if you're looking for a wide receiver 1, you want Evans, Pittman, Higgins, or if Ayuk's available, one of those 4 guys, right?
Yeah, I don't care if they didn't target him a lot during the Super Bowl. He's freaking good.
Ayuk would be so good
in the pass first offense. He'd be very good.
Yeah. You know who Ayuk used to play with? D'Amico Ryans in San Francisco, who's now the coach of.
Stroud and Ayuk could be tough.
Oof.
Yeah.
Another name down here is the Seattle Seahawks, the worst cap situation right now at this point in time, $4 million over. We'll see what they do. I feel like they are paying a lot of guys right now.
Yeah.
And spending a lot of money, so I'm not sure how that works out. But yeah, these numbers can be manipulated, so this will change. But this kind of want to give you a general idea, and you see the other names up there on the screen, kind of where your team is cap space wise going into free agency here in less than a month. Let's look at a couple of names. Start with the quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kirk Cousins. It's more the farther we go in this offseason, the more it's looking like he won't be back in Minnesota, according to some of the reports. Which reports are just all manipulative right now. So we don't know if that's real or not.
Agents put out their own reports, and then teams put out their own reports, and then opposing teams put out their own reports about so it could be everywhere.
If he's not back in Minnesota, 3 teams are listed here. Obviously, he could go anywhere, but Falcons, Steelers, Raiders. Real quick, where would you want to see him go?
Steelers would be awesome.
Steelers are a good landing spot for all these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like Steelers
Yeah, it's a good. They're in the playoffs last year with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Like, they're a good team.
Baker Mayfield here. Broncos and
Oh my God!
and
Please,
Bucks.
please don't sign Baker Mayfield. Please, for the love of
Don't
God.
do it. Oh, that would be very
We've
Bronco.
done it so much.
It would be. I was going to say it'd be so Bronco.
Please don't.
Let's go with running backs here because a lot of quarterback free agency market isn't very strong. But some good backups
This
there.
is Kirk and Baker.
Yeah, Kirk, Baker, Jacoby Brissett, James Winston, those kind of guys will be in the league. So good. Running backs, it's star-studded.
Yeah.
So
No one wants to pay these guys.
but a weak running back class as far as the draft. So maybe. Derrick Henry here listed. Ravens, Vikings. I think he can go to the Cowboys. I think he can go.
I want to go to Dallas.
Yeah, I think he's going to Dallas. I think he belongs to Dallas.
Him and Pollard, that's a great duo.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You need that pound with that ground and pound guy in Dallas for sure. Whoa.
I was going to say it.
Taking the pound town, Derek.
Oh, getting up yourself.
There we go.
Josh Jacobs here, rumored to be Packers, Bengals. He obviously go a lot. He might be a little bit of a bargain here because he had a down year
I
last
want
year.
him to stay in Vegas.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like him in Vegas.
I won't be surprised if they try to keep him.
Yeah.
Kind of keep that core together because they all like Antonio Pierce.
You sucked last year. Maybe we get you on a lower number, like $6 million.
They really bond. I've never seen a team bond like that over their hate of Josh McDaniels.
Yeah,
it really brought them together.
Yeah, Josh Daniels is a fucking moron.
Saquon Barkley. Cowboys, I know the Eagles are in there too, which would be just a slap in the face if he left the Giants and stayed in the division. My landing spot for him is the Texans. I think that is such a perfect match.
They need a run game, and he could catch the ball extremely well.
He's still just 26.
Yeah. Give him a 3-year deal.
Austin Eckler, which might be the steal, although he had a down year last year.
Oh, no, he didn't look very good last year.
Is he just going to be on the Ravens?
Harbaugh said that he wants him back.
Yeah, well,
but that could be just like.
Here's what you're going to learn about Harbaugh. If you haven't, he says a lot of things.
A lot.
He says a lot.
I'm staying in Michigan.
Yeah. So
and
true.
Now he's wearing baby blue or powder blue
in LA. Just feet kicked up.
Yeah.
Panthers, Redskins. Redskins. Oof, Commanders.
Oh,
he can go. He can go.
Offended.
He could go. Sorry, everyone. DeAndre Swift, who a lot of Eagle fans want to keep him.
Yeah, he's good.
He may have played himself out of Philly because they don't pay running backs.
And also they didn't play him.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Ravens, Giants. I think he can be kind of a nice consolation prize if you miss out on those top guys.
We all love consolation prizes.
Yep, bring in Swift. J.K. Dobbins.
I don't know. If you want to get shot at, he's
not getting paid. That's for sure.
Not getting paid. He's going to win a deal, and it might be in middle of a training camp.
A.J. Dillon, also out there.
He's disappointed me too much.
A.J. Dillon.
He's like...
I love that. So they have the Cowboys here
because they need someone like that. They need a big bruiser guy.
So if they miss out on Henry, how disappointed are you? If but we've got AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
At least he's huge. Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary, who really played.
He's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary, who at least he played his way back into this conversation last year.
Yeah. Stay with Houston.
Yeah, I would too.
Take a one deal.
Go be the
backup Saquon.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs or whatever.
Yeah, go be the backup to someone there. Is what I try to say about 3 times there.
But he's good though. He deserves to be on an NFL team.
Another guy, Zach Moss, also played himself right back into the conversation here. As someone who should be in the rotation next year.
Yeah, such good number 2 backs here.
Yes.
And they proved last year that if they need to carry the load, they can.
Yeah, I mean, if you rather go with I'm going to build a running back room than go sign a star.
Yeah.
You can do that. Go sign Singletary and Moss.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's great.
Exactly. If you want to get cheap with it or like spread out that cap number.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the guys.
Let's quickly move to a couple of receivers here. We're not going to touch the trades today. We'll save that for next show. Mike Evans, obviously the number 2, 3. Odell Beckham. And then it really falls off, though, after the T. Higgins, those guys. It falls off to guys who are more 3, 4 receivers. So that should just even intensify the negotiating for those top guys.
And then on the next episode, we're gonna do all these cornerbacks.
Yeah.
There are so many good defensive backs this offseason.
We'll jump over to the defensive side next show, and then maybe even some offensive linemen, some of the bigger names. But wanted to give you a quick, just kind of overview on some of the top names.
Call us a part 1.
Running back and quarterback. I mean, part 1 of a lot of parts.
Yeah.
There's so much to go through here in free agency.
Yeah.
And want to kind of get through this before free agency hits here in less than a month. But keep an eye on those names. If you're in a dynasty league, keep an eye on those names for sure, because so much can happen. Those are some big names in the dynasty world, or in the fantasy world as well. that's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday episode. We'll have another show out either Friday or Saturday. I don't know. 3 times a week, no matter what, though.
Yep.
So we'll see you at some point. The rest of
catch
this
you
week.
later.
And we'll talk about some more free agency. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great week. Go do something nice for one. Go tell your loved ones you love them. And have a great week. Bye.
Peace.